Hey there, athletes. Coach John here from Team Wilpers. Very happy to welcome you to the Week 2 athlete briefing for this Team Wilpers Winter Run Challenge 2023. So I hope you're having a great week 1, and congratulations to everyone who did their 20-minute distance test this week and set the stage and set the baseline for their challenge to come. It's always a great start. Congratulations for getting that knocked out. Little review of what we got going on this week. So if you didn't do that 20-minute distance test to start your week, you did a 30-minute progression run. So it means you moved through your easy pace to your marathon pace to your half marathon pace, finished at threshold before your cool down. This is a great way to not only practice your pacing, but refamiliarize yourself and move through your pace ranges on week 1 of this challenge. A great workout staple in every runner's training plan. So 30-minute progression run. Our second workout of the week was our 30-minute interval run. So we got right into it with this kind of fiery workout. So we did an extended warm-up, inclusive of striders, did a little mobilization to get started, so maybe it's something a bit new for people. Then we got into our 10-minute main set, that 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I said I thought it would fly by for you. Hopefully you felt like it did. We're working anaerobic capacity, so we're working basically our zone 6 out of 7, really talking about opening up the high-end cap there. This is an amazing first week workout, which we're going to expound upon in weeks to follow. So that was our second key workout of the week. And then finally, what people are approaching maybe this weekend, if you're following right on schedule, it's our 45 minutes endurance run. So this is just easy peasy, start to finish. Should be the easiest workout of the week. Biggest goal on this one is to relax the pace and have a lot of fun doing it. Our 45-minute endurance run. So we're gonna jump right into, before I get into week 2, a reminder to go onto the website, check the box to say that you completed the workout. I know I kind of talked about it next week. I'm going to talk about it this week, and I'm going to talk about it last week. Talk about it now. Definitely we'll talk about it next week. Go in, check the box. A 100% completion percentage is an excellent goal for this challenge. Should be one that everyone has going into it. It certainly is the best way to set yourself up for success over the course of this 8 weeks. So go in and check that box on your online portal. And so now we're going to go to the week 2 workouts. So our run number 1 for the week, 30-minute interval run. So this is another anaerobic capacity workout. So you know kind of the structure, you've done this once before, maybe a new experience for a lot of people. This is not a type of workout that all adult runners are familiar with. This is something that kind of gets pushed by the side, even though there's a tremendous amount of value. So you've done it once, this is now an opportunity to come back, try to get a little bit better than you were last time. We're also going to be going a little bit longer. So the structure of this workout, very similar. We're going back to that lunge matrix warm-up. Well, just like this main set, this is an opportunity to practice this, to get it more into your body, to be more stable, to get more movement through that kind of hip motion. So make sure to include this. Don't let this drop off as you're trying to get straight into the body of the workout. It's important to prepare yourself for the high intensity that's to come. We have a nice long warm-up again. We kind of go through that period, spending time warming up, running some striders before we go into our main set, which 4 by 30. So you've done these 30-second intervals. You know they kind of go hard on, hard off. That 30-second recovery starts to feel like seconds as they tick by. Speaking of those recoveries, continue to make sure you're really taking those easy. So if you have to take them even slower than your easy pace range, that is A-okay for these intervals. Make sure you're recovering as best as possible. Then we're going into 4 45-minute segments. So a little bit longer, we're escalating by a little bit, but the recovery gets a little bit longer as well. So our work to recovery ratio remains 1-to-1 on those intervals, despite the fact they're a little bit longer. So I might have even said last week, the nice thing with those 30-second intervals is that they're relatively short. The tough thing with those 30-second intervals is that the recovery is also very, very short. So in a way, these 45 seconds, although they are longer and they're going to be a little bit harder during the work phase, you also have a slightly better chance to really recover, get your heart rate down. So that's our second part of our main set, those 45-second intervals. When we talk about these anaerobic capacity intervals, we're talking about small deviations in moving the work forward. So this is a little step up, but in terms of what it means for this style of workout, this is a pretty good step up. We're in essence adding an extra 1/3 of time onto those 30-second intervals. So this is going to be challenging, but it's going to be something very, very accomplishable for each of you. Our second key workout of the week, our 30-minute hill run. So this, make sure to notice this has a different mobilization run or a different mobilization exercise to start the workout. It's going to be our 3D hip stretch. So what the 3D means is we're moving, take it back. This is our 3D calf stretch. What that 3D means is that we're moving in 3 dimensions, so 3 planes of motion. So everybody's very familiar with just the 1950s gym video calf stretch, and it's still a good one of just leaning against the wall, pushing that calf back. That's 1 dimension. So this stretch will kind of move the calf a little bit in different directions, try to really activate it. So why are we so worried about the calf here? Because in this hill work, the calf is going to be put under extra pressure due to the incline, and not only the incline, but running at high pace on incline. So this is a mobilization routine to allow you to warm up the calf, get it nice and ready before we go into this main set. You absolutely could use this also post-run to try to loosen those calves up, kind of as a post-run stretch as well. So this will be something, once again, you have to learn this time. We'll repeat it in future weeks, but go ahead, take the time, learn this. This is going to be a very valuable one to keep in your runner's toolkit over the course of time. So we leave that 3D mobilization, we go into our warm-up with striders. This is going to be a little bit faster warm-up, just a 10-minute warm-up instead of 15. Those anaerobic capacity intervals. If you have the extra time, always feel that you can add more time onto a warm-up or a cool down. So if you're a person that needs 15 or 20 minutes to get warmed up, that's okay. Add the time on there. It is valuable and ultimately will help your main set. When we come into the main set, similar to our anaerobic capacity intervals, these are relatively short intervals. However, we're running at threshold pace. That being said, I don't intend this as a threshold workout. Why? Because we have the incline. So the incline in essence is going to add a resistance to this run to make the effort a little bit more VO2 max. So that's kind of where I expect it, is more in the VO2 max range than all the way to anaerobic capacity range. That you're obviously getting on your first set of the week. I expect this will probably fall effort-wise a little bit more into VO2 max range by trying to hit that threshold pace on incline. So just like our anaerobic capacity intervals, it's going to be very important to utilize those recovery periods to either recover coming back down the hill or recover on flat if you're doing it inside, because you need to get your breath back before you can go after it and give a really nice, strong, hard effort again and again over the scope of that interval. So 5 by 30 seconds, 5 by 1 minute. Indoors, 3 to 4% is the desired incline. Outside, you go find the nicest, most runnable hill close to your house, and you say, I'm going to run that hill, and you get as close as you can to threshold pace. If the incline of the hill gets too severe where threshold pace seems completely undoable, just adjust it back a little bit, maybe shoot for half marathon pace. If that feels entirely undoable, shoot for marathon pace. Don't feel like you have to drive all over town to find an exact 3 to 4% hill. The one closest to you is probably good enough. It definitely serves our purpose, which is to get your heart rate high, elevated, and do this power workout. So speaking of power workout, why do we do this hard hill work? And there are 3 very good reasons. There are a lot of great reasons, but I'll give you 3 right off the bat. 1, it increases leg strength. Great for all running, right? Stronger legs, couldn't hurt at all. 2, accentuates knee drive. You have to get your legs up going uphill. There's very little chance of you catching your toe running up the hill because you have to get your legs up. And 3, the things that go into hill running, the recruitment of posterior chain, the musculature involved, the having to get your knees up, ultimately just leads to better running form and better running economy. So the more time athletes spend working uphill, it really accentuates the things that we want to see in really good running form, and especially when you do it at pace, and a kind of high intensity pace that we're doing it here, you have to really accentuate that, a lot of power generation. So that is the goal and the purpose of our 30-minute hill workout here. You're gonna love it. Final run of the week, 45-minute endurance run. Same kind of conclusion to week 1 we have in week 2. Once again, the goal of this is easy pace at start, middle, and end. You want to walk away knowing that you had more to give. This is one you want smile on your face from start to finish, feeling good, having fun doing it. So if that's not the case at any part of that run, you need to adjust pace down. And if that means the pace gets below your listed easy pace, so be it. The goal is not to be in that easy pace range. The goal is for it to feel and be easy. So adjust the pace to whatever that requires. Have fun with it as our 45-minute endurance run for the week. So our week 2 photo challenge is I'm a rocket. So we want to share a photo or story about how you're blasting through your interval workouts. We'll pick our favorite and send a little TW swag your way. So make sure to tag at Team Wilpers, at Team Wilpers Run Challenge, and use the hashtag Team Wilpers Run to participate. And so now, I must say, for the first time ever in our Team Wilpers Challenge history, I had no questions via the Facebook group. So I'm going to just assume that everyone is professionals already and understands exactly the task for week 2. I'm going to wish you an amazing finish to week 1, an awesome week 2, and I'll see you back here next week. Have a great one.